Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome. So glad that you're all here today with me. And as we get ready to start, just gathering any props you're going to use, pillows, blankets, blocks, books, whatever you have available. And then coming to find a comfortable seated position. And just landing there. Coming to this space, this shared space, virtually shared space. And as we begin, find a position where you can be comfortable for a little bit. If you're seated, sitting up nice and straight, long, tall back. Maybe bring your shoulders up and back, landing your hands somewhere comfortable, perhaps on your knees or your thighs or on the mat next to you, on your lap, wherever that is. Find somewhere just to be comfortable for a few moments as we begin this practice, as we always do, connecting with our breath. So landing comfortably. And then perhaps closing your eyes if that feels good today, or bringing your gaze just down in front of you, not focusing on anything in particular. And being present here. And bringing attention to your breath, the inhale and the exhale. And really deepening that breath. So breathing in, perhaps counting to yourself, a count to 4 as you inhale. And then as you exhale, the same, count to 4. Then as you inhale, really focusing on filling your belly, filling your chest, maybe even inviting one hand to your chest, one to the belly, and just noticing as you inhale, noticing the control you have, that you can invite that breath deeper in and have that breath fill your belly and really expand that belly and fill your body, expand your chest. Very deep, intentional breath. And then exhaling, just releasing, letting go. Again, inhaling, filling the belly, filling your chest. And exhale. And again, really deeply inhaling, filling your belly, filling your chest. And this time on our exhale, after we've taken in so much air, we open our mouths and just let it out with a deep sigh. And again, inhaling, filling belly, filling chest, till we can't take in another sip, and then opening your mouth, exhaling, just letting it all out, releasing. And continuing in this way with your breath. Inhaling, filling belly, filling chest. And then just exhale, release through your nose, through your mouth, whatever feels good in this moment. But being intentional about taking those deep breaths and inviting breath into our body, filling our belly, filling our chest, knowing that you have the power to invite that breath in, invite that life energy into your body such a powerful thing, such a powerful tool, but one also that is very accessible and easy to use and is always available to us. So just continuing with that breath. Inhale and exhale. And knowing it takes a lot of effort, a lot of energy to go somewhere new, to get to someplace new. And we are all in a space that is new. We are all kind of headed somewhere new and unknown. And that's not easy. That's absolutely hard. It takes effort. So it's okay and it's expected that this can be hard. And it is hard. But also recognizing that we do have some control. And that feeling of lack of control can be really stress-inducing. But we can shift our focus to think about what we do have control over. Even simple tools like our breath, or where we are exerting our energy, and choosing activities that do have a positive outcome and that are positive uses of our energy and our effort. So today throughout the practice, I'm going to share a few recommendations from myself that help me in challenging times like this. And I'll just share them throughout the practice. But most importantly is our breath. And that is always the tool that we come back to, that we have for us, and that is always there. So if you do nothing else today in this practice, then sit here and focus on your inhale and your exhale. You have done a great thing and you have done a wonderful gift for yourself. And as we move forward, we invite some movement with our breath. And you can begin to open your eyes or still keep your eyes closed or your gaze downward. But if it feels comfortable, you can open your eyes. And we begin to invite some movement. So again, focusing on that inhale and exhale, but beginning to invite connection to our movement. So on the next inhale, you can invite your arms to rise above, reaching tall. Nice, again, straight back. And on our exhale, hands to heart center. Again, inhaling, reaching, stretching. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhaling, reaching. And exhaling, connecting back to our heart. Two more this way. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhale, heart center. One more. Inhaling up. Exhale, heart center. This time, inhaling up, reaching tall, and then shifting right. So bringing that left hand to your right knee, right hand behind you. To start, just a quick stretch. Inhaling back up to center. Exhaling, opposite way, right hand to left knee. Just an easy stretch to begin. And inhaling back up. One more time this way. Left hand to right knee. Inhaling back, nice and tall. And other side. Inhaling back to center. And this time we'll land for a moment. So same thing, left hand to right knee. Right hand is behind you, propping you up. And we'll stay here for a few breaths. So inhale, think about lengthening, expanding tall. And exhale, you expand into the twist. So twisting perhaps just a little bit further. And you can bring your eyes, your gaze over that back shoulder. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhale, expanding into the twist. And as always, bringing your attention to the breath. Then on an inhale, arms come back up, nice and tall, and then we come to the other side. Landing that right hand on the left knee. Inhale to lengthen tall. Exhale, expanding into our twist. Eyes over the back shoulder. And focusing on the breath. And then releasing that, inhaling, coming back to center. And hands again to heart center. Returning to your breath, the inhale and the exhale. Again, inhale and exhale. And releasing that, hands to knees or by your side, maybe just taking some shoulder rolls backwards, forwards, maybe shaking your hands or doing some circles with your hands and your wrists. Just bringing movement, inviting a little bit of movement into all parts of our body, all joints, because we often, at least I can speak for myself, don't move during the day. And I think that is even more true currently. And maybe inhaling our arms back up overhead and then grabbing that left wrist with the right hand and just a nice curve to the side. One way. Doesn't really matter which way you go first. Inhaling back to center, switching sides, and going in the other direction. Again, keeping nice and tall, and you should feel a nice stretch on your side body. Back to center, one more time each side. Nice curve, kind of like a half moon here. Back up to center. On our other side. And then back. And release. Again, any wiggles, moving our shoulders, arms. And then as you're ready, coming to our tabletop position. So hands and knees on the mat. And taking your time to get there. So landing here, we have our hands directly below our shoulders and our knees below our hips, and inviting in some movement. So with the inhale, expanding our chest, dropping our belly down, our cat and cows. On the exhale, arching our back, dropping the shoulders, dropping the hips. And again, you can do this easily on your chair. Just hold on to the sides of your chair or knees and do the same movement with your back. Just a nice flow with your breath. So again, on an inhale, chest is expanding, belly drops. And then on the exhale, in the opposite direction. Finding this nice flow. And if you want to invite in any other movements, you don't have to stay in the straight line. You can move side to side or do some circles with your hips, whatever feels good. And then as you're ready, landing in our flat back tabletop, and do a little work to strengthen our middle, our strong core. So inviting your right arm out in front of you, straight ahead, and your left leg back. So here you can land on the toe, land your back leg on your toe, or you can invite that leg up, either way. And then releasing to our tabletop and bringing it to the other side. So left arm forward, right leg back. Again, to your toe, or lifting up. Landing back to our other side. Right hand forward, left leg back. Maybe inviting that leg to lift. And through this balance, you should be focusing on the strength of your core. Really lifting that belly button up into your spine, because that midsection is the strength that allows you to find balance here. Again, letting go. And then other side, left arm, right leg. Release. And one more time each side, right arm, left leg. And then we'll invite our little crunch in if you want to do that, inviting your elbow to meet your knee, strengthening back out and landing. And then other side. So left arm, right leg. Then if you want, inviting elbow to knee, meeting in the middle, lengthening back out to straight, and then landing. Deep inhale and exhale. And then pushing back, finding your child's pose. So again, find what's comfortable here. Your knees could be close in, they could be further out. And then coming forward, landing head to mat. If that feels comfortable, arms forward, or arms can come by your side. So just landing here and resting for a moment. Returning, as always, to your breath. That inhale and the exhale. And here I'll share my first tip for taking care of ourselves during stressful times like this. And that is to check in with yourself. So finding quiet, finding a restful position like this, shutting your eyes so you can remove all of the extra information coming in, and just finding time to check in with yourself, finding that self-inquiry. How am I doing? What do I need? What are those needs? Where do I need to ask for help? What would help me? What would help me to feel better? So many times we go so busily through our day and kind of shut off that internal compass, that check-in. So how can we find time and space to just take a momentary self-inquiry? Where am I at? How am I doing? And the answer can be all over the place and will depend on what day it is or where you are in your day. But making sure to take time to do that check-in. So maybe taking a moment now in our rest here to check in. How are you today? How are you in this moment? And what do you need? And as always, in our mindfulness, we are not judging anything. We are just noticing. It's almost like you're a researcher exploring you. So just checking in there and just noticing and taking in that information. Because it's information that can be helpful for you to take action to shift your day. So just take a moment more to reflect on that. To reflect on self. And then as you're ready, rising up and coming back to our tabletop. And we'll do one more stretch here. We'll do our shoulder stretch and thread the needle. So as you're ready and on an inhale, powerfully inhaling that arm up, right arm up to the sky on your inhale. And then threading it through the left side. And we'll flow 2 times first. So on an inhale, bringing the arm back up, reaching to the sky. And then exhale, threading through. This time, inhaling up, reach to the sky, exhale through, and if it feels comfortable, landing. So landing on that right shoulder, your right cheek, and just resting here for a couple breaths. And again, if you're in a chair, you can do the same thing by inviting a nice hug of your arm. So bringing that right arm across your body, and then just giving yourself a hug. As always, returning to that inhale and exhale. And again, inhale and exhale. And on your next inhale, when you feel ready, inhaling that arm back up to the sky and landing. Back in our tabletop. And for a moment, just noticing, maybe noticing how one side feels different than the other. And then we invite the movement to our other side. So together, inhaling that left arm up, reaching for the sky, and threading it through. Again, inhaling up, reaching to the sky, threading through. Inhaling up, reaching to the sky, threading through and landing. So landing that shoulder down, landing your cheek to the mat. If you're in a chair, bringing that left arm across your body and hugging in. Nice big hug there. Focusing on the breath, the inhale and the exhale. And then as you're ready, inhaling that arm up to the sky and then landing it. Inhaling and exhaling. And then as we're ready, coming to our standing position. So stepping up, however you want to get there. Everyone meeting at the front of your mat. Nice, strong, standing position. Landing here. As we move into our flow and our strength moves. But first landing in a very grounded way. Feet strongly rooted to the floor, to the ground. Nice strong legs. Think about pulling your leg muscles, your thigh muscles up into your hip, really strongly engaging those legs. You're not just standing there, really think about pulling your legs up into your hips. Nice, strong base here. Shoulders up and back. Having that strength landing in our breath, the inhale and the exhale. And then we move. So inhaling those arms up, exhaling, hands to heart center. And from here together, we flow. So inhaling arms up, exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, lifting halfway so your hands can land on your bottom of your leg, your thigh, wherever it feels good, but having a flat back. So chest is forward, eyes are down in front of you, looking down at the floor just ahead of your mat. Nice flat back. And then again on an exhale, we fold forward. Inhale, rising to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. And we flow again. Inhaling, arms up, nice and tall. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale, folding forward. Inhaling up, reaching tall to the sky. Hands to heart center. Inhaling, arms up. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, flat back. Forward fold, exhale again. Inhaling, rising, arms to the sky. Hands to heart center. One more time together this way. Inhaling up. Nice big inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, arms up. Nice and tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding your breath. The inhale and the exhale. And in the series every week, at this point in our practice, we take action. We really engage movement. We engage our bodies in a physically challenging way. And that's my second tip. What can you do to take action? Where are the decisions you can make through your day to do things, to engage actions that will help you in a positive way? Where can you find those acts of radical self-care? And they can be simple things. Moving your body, eating food that's nourishing, taking time for yourself to come to a yoga practice like this. Not big actions, but simple, small things throughout the day, every day, that will help you be more compassionate to yourself and feel and be better. So thinking about what those actions are for you, those daily commitments that you know when you commit to every day, you feel better and you do better. So where can you exert a little effort that will get you to a better place? Now we're going to move into our warrior series, our strength series that we do every week. Again, action that challenges us, effort that builds strength. But first we're going to start with adding a little new pose at the beginning. We're going to try chair pose. So releasing your hands down to your side, finding strength again, strength rooted through your legs, and then inviting a bend to your legs. So bending in your legs and then inviting your arms up, just like you're trying to sit back into an imaginary chair behind you. So you're rooted in your feet and you are moving backwards a bit, trying to sit into a chair, inviting your arms over your head. And this can be a very challenging pose. So if you need to, for a moment, strengthen and lengthen, straighten your legs, and then coming back into the pose. And we hold it for a moment. And then together, our inhale, release, standing tall. Maybe you want to fold forward for a moment. And we'll do it one more time. So on an inhale, coming up to stand tall, and then bending in, sitting into that chair. This was always my mother's favorite pose in yoga class when we would go to Donna's class. And I don't think chair is anyone's favorite pose, but she loved it. So I always think of her when I do it. And then releasing, folding forward. And then inhaling, coming back up for our warriors. So you're going to start, we'll step our right foot back. So coming to the front of your mat, stepping that right foot back behind you. Your back foot is at a bit of an angle. Your front foot, left foot, is facing forward. And then you bend that front leg. Make sure you're in a nice, strong position. And then to start, we go into our warrior one. So both of your hips are facing forward and inhaling our arms up. Nice and strong, straight back leg, bent front leg. And then opening up into our warrior two. So back arm goes back, front arm forward, and now your hips are facing more towards the side. Make sure you're on stable footing. Again, front leg bent. Peek back and take a look at that back arm. Is it where you think it is? It should be coming straight out of your shoulder. Again, same with the front arm, straight forward. Your gaze, your eyes is over that front middle finger. Nice and strong, warrior two. Get a little movement here. We inhale, straighten the leg, arms up overhead. Exhale, warrior two. One more time, inhaling, straighten our leg, arms overhead. Exhale, warrior two. Now dropping our back arm down, flipping the front hand and reversing that warrior. Back to warrior two. And then dropping your forearm to your front thigh for our extended ankle pose. Nice straight line. Your arm is up over your head. You can look up at your arm or down. And coming back, warrior two. And then straightening both legs, wiggling them out a little bit. Coming back to the front, top of your mat. And then we do our other side. So this time, stepping your left leg back. Nice, strong, straight back leg. Front leg is bent. Foot facing forward. Hips forward to begin, arms up, warrior one. Nice and strong. Again, these warrior poses can be quite challenging. But when we do challenging things, when we effort, again, open up to warrior two, when we take effort in ways that are controlled and in our choosing, we build our strength. And we allow ourselves to go somewhere new. Inviting movement, so inhaling, straighten legs, arms up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhaling up. Exhale, warrior two. And flipping the front hand, reversing our warrior. Where can you invite action? Where can you invite effort that will move you forward? Warrior two. And where can you press the edge a little bit? And something that's hard so that you do move forward. Side angle. Challenge yourself. It's important that we do that. Again, not in a way that causes pain, certainly not in a way that leads us to suffering, but in simple, controlled ways, warrior two, where our effort can lead to forward movement. And then straightening your legs, bringing both legs together, coming to the front of your mat, wiggle it out a little bit, and land. Again, strongly rooted through the legs, nice and tall. Take a moment, coming back to the breath, the inhale, the exhale, filling that belly, filling that chest, and then letting it all go. And then as you're ready, we'll come to our balance, our tree pose. So rooting yourself through that left leg, inviting lightness through the right leg, and come to your tree pose where it's going to be today. Again, kickstand is always an option. Your lower leg, you can reach down and grab your foot and bring it to the upper leg. Wherever you want to be today is great. And inviting hands to heart center. Returning to the breath, as always. Maybe growing your tree, arms up, nice and tall. Hands back through heart center and release. Both feet on the ground. Just noticing maybe how the sides feel different from each other at the moment. A little unbalanced from doing one side and not the other. Just noticing. And then we come to our other side. So rooting down through that right leg, nice and strong, inviting lightness to our left foot and landing wherever our tree is going to land today. Hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale. Inviting our arms up. Returning to the breath. And then hands through heart center and release. Maybe wiggle the legs out a little bit. Stand tall. Notice how you feel. Notice your strength. Notice how strong your legs are. How your body allowed you to have the strength to do these strong warriors that I saw today, to balance you in your tree pose. And also know that the wobbling and the coming out of the pose is all part of it too. Because it's in the falling out and coming back in that the true strength lies. And as you're ready, making your way down to your mat, however feels comfortable today, and coming to a seated position with your legs out in front of you. Maybe wiggling the legs a little bit. We'll just do a quick forward fold to begin. So you can do a supported one and stack up some pillows, bolsters, blankets, and come forward. Or you can use your strap to do this, or you can just fold forward. But the most important thing is to have a straight spine. So you want to sit up straight, lengthen through your back, nice and tall, feet out in front of you, legs straight, feet going nice and straight up, pointing to the ceiling. Nice straight back. And if this is your pose today, this is absolutely perfect. But if you want to fold forward a little bit, lead with the chest. So coming forward with that straight back. Again, feet straight and pointing up to the ceiling. Make sure they're not flapping out to the side. Nice strong legs, and then coming forward. Whatever that looks like today. And maybe if you feel comfortable, closing your eyes here. That may allow for a little more openness. Bless you. Then as you're ready, slowly rolling up one vertebra at a time, coming back to a nice tall seated position, wiggling out your legs, and then swinging your feet around. We're going to do our supported child's pose again. So grabbing your bolster, whatever that is, some pillows, blankets rolled up. You can roll blankets together and make a big bolster, whatever you have, and inviting your bolster into towards your body. And again, your knees can be as close or as wide apart as feels good for you today. But what we're going to do is we're going to come to our child's pose, but come to it on our bolster. So basically you're coming forward with your bolster in front of you and landing on it. One cheek to the side. And your hands just landing where they feel comfortable. On the bolster, on the side, or back behind you, whatever feels good. And you may need to wiggle your pillows or your blanket around or stack them up a little higher. And take a moment to do that so you can be somewhere where you can comfortably rest for a moment, where you can breathe comfortably. And returning to your breath, the inhale and the exhale. So my third recommendation for today is to find connection. Where can you find connection in your days? And you're all already winning at this because you showed up here today. And we've been connecting here together. And what a wonderful tool we have to be able to have this practice. Even though we are physically apart, we can be here, be together, and be connected. And connection is so important in life. It's so healing. And we are currently in a state where easy access to connection is taken away from us. But how can we still seek that connection? Through meetings, over Zoom, through FaceTime, maybe games together, over the internet or the phone, calling someone, taking the moment, flipping your other cheek to the pillow if you haven't already done so. Sending a card. How can you find connection? Because we need to be intentional about that currently. But it is so possible and it is so important. So just reflecting, where are the points through your day and through your week where you can seek that connection and foster those. Know that they are important. Not just for you, but for the people that you connect with. Again, returning to the breath, that inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And then rising up. Coming slowly to seated. Moving your props aside. And swinging your legs out, and we'll come to lie down on our mat. Feet on the mat, knees to the ceiling. And then to start, we'll do a couple bridge poses. So first, slowly and gently, just pushing into your feet and rising your hips up. On an inhale, on an exhale, lowering. Nice and gentle. Inhaling up, exhaling down. One more time in this way, inhaling up and exhaling down. And this time, inhaling up and then having your pillow, your bolster, your blanket ready, and just placing that under your hips. Or if you have a block, you can put the block under your hips. So we're in an assisted bridge pose. So again, whatever you have available, your bolster, a block, putting it under your hips as you lift your hips, and then just landing on that. And being here and breathing. And then on an inhale, lifting our hips to the sky, pulling that block out, and landing our hips back to the ground. Inviting our knees into our chest, giving ourselves a big hug. Maybe rocking a little bit side to side. And then landing your left foot back to the ground and inviting your right ankle up over onto your left thigh. And this may be where your pose lands for today. Flexing your feet. Or you can invite your hands, threading them around that left thigh. Inviting your leg in towards your body. Both of your feet flexed. And feeling the nice stretch here. Again, always returning to the breath. And then as you're ready, releasing, hugging both those knees in. Nice big hug, maybe a little rocking. Coming back to center and taking it to the other side. So as you're ready, wherever feels good for today, landing in that, both feet flexed. And then as you are ready, hugging both knees in, nice big hug. And then dropping both of your knees to the right side, arms go out in a T. So your arms are coming out from your shoulders in a T, and both of your knees go to the right side. You may need to scoot your hips back a little bit to the center. But arms out in a T, both knees to the right. And then if it feels comfortable, inviting your eyes to look over that left shoulder. So your eyes are going in the opposite direction of your knees, turning your head towards the left. And as you are ready, inviting both knees back to the center, hugging them in, and then coming to the other side. Knees drop to the left, arms again out in a T, coming up straight out from your shoulders, and eyes looking to the right, if that feels comfortable. Then as you're ready, coming back to center, hugging those knees in, maybe rocking side to side a bit, maybe doing some circles with your knees, one way and then the other. Might feel good on the lower back. And then as we prepare for our final rest, we'll do one more pose. We'll invite an inversion we introduced last week. So legs are going to go up. So if you're near a wall, as we tried last week, you can put your legs up the wall, but otherwise you can just invite your legs up. And if you have a block or your bolster, you could also try putting that under your hips and then bringing your legs up. Again, block or bolster under the hips, legs up towards the ceiling. And then focusing on your breath, the inhale and the exhale. And these inversion poses, as we talked about last week, are really great because we don't often throughout our day, at least I don't, go upside down and kind of have our body in the opposite direction that it typically is. And this allows our blood to flow. It's a great tool for stress reduction because it engages our parasympathetic nervous system. So great tool for managing stress, for calming ourselves down. So if you feel stressed throughout your day or you need to relax a bit, maybe just think of this pose and put your legs up the wall or just invite them up towards the ceiling. You can also rest them up on a chair or on the edge of your bed, even with your knees bent. Just coming to this pose can bring change through a very simple practice. And then as you're ready, lowering the legs down. If you have a block or a bolster under you, kind of pushing the hips up. And just removing that. Taking any final stretches you want, maybe a nice full body stretch. Arms overhead, legs out in front. But then taking your time to come to your final resting position. And that may be with your legs straight out in front of you, your feet kind of flopping out to the side, arms out to your side, palms up to the ceiling. But if this doesn't feel comfortable and restful, find any position that is, because that is really the important thing, is to find a comfortable position. Maybe you even want to flip over and try resting on your belly today. Or find a seated position that is comfortable. But this is your opportunity, your time to integrate all of the great work you have done today. So allow yourself this time, this peace, this rest. Because we need that balance of action, and that action is so important. As I said, the effort, the action is what moves us forward, but we also need the balance, and the balance is just as important, the balance of the rest. Because in seeking that rest, we allow for integration and we allow for acceptance. And we realize, I am enough. In this very moment, I am enough. So you must always seek that balance between action and acceptance. It is absolutely okay to engage in the behaviors that help us to feel better. It is okay to make the effort to be a better me. But we also must realize and know that I am enough in this very moment. I am enough. Action and acceptance. And returning intentionality to your breath, maybe deepening that inhale. Maybe opening your mouth, a nice, strong exhale. Again, inhaling through the nose, nice and deep. Fill the belly, fill the chest. Opening the mouth, exhale. And starting to bring some movement to your body, to fingers, toes, hands, feet. And as you are ready, if you're not already there, finding your way up to a seated position, finding a comfortable seat. And we'll end this practice as we begin together, connected, sitting in the present moment, sharing that moment with each other. And I'll share my last tip for managing these challenging times. And that is to be of service. What can you do to be of service to somebody else? And that doesn't have to be a huge thing. It can be a simple kindness. It could be a smile. It could be a phone call. You know, my daughter Olive talks about being a bucket filler. What can you do to fill somebody else's bucket? The simplest thing can make a huge difference. So how can you find those moments throughout the day where you could give to somebody else, where you can fill their bucket, but in doing so, we fill our own bucket. So think about that throughout the day as well. And then to close, I invite all of you to bring your hands to heart center. And we will connect with 2 final breaths together. Inhaling and exhaling. And again, the inhale and exhale. Thank you all for being here today, for joining me. This practice that we share every Friday has really become such an anchor to my week and to my managing everything that is going on. So I thank you all for sharing it with me. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.